What's going on, traders? In this video, we're just going to be doing a quick trade review video on a trade I took on oil this week. I did take two trades. I ended up making about a 2-to-1 profit. I just want to break down the whole trade for you, my whole top-down analysis, my whole thought process, and why exactly I did take this trade, even though the demand zone wasn't perfect, but you'll understand better when we go over it here. And I do just want to show you guys, I did call this zone out a couple weeks ago. Just want to show you guys that real quick. The audio might not be the best, so here it is. Percent candle, not the greatest supply area, but it's been on a tear lately, and I am expecting price. I am looking to go long on oil, and I'll show you where I'm looking to go long on oil in this area down here. It's $38 area. All right, so that was that right there. Me calling that zone out, and you might be seeing this zone and why do you take this zone? It didn't really there was no really supply right here for this to take out, but you know what, it did take out this high, and it did push price up a little bit. And something I've learned from another guy that I trade with or have talked to before, he told me that a lot of the times when you don't know where the demand is at, sometimes these wicks will point to the area. And as you can see, these wicks down here, even right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks. It kind of points to the supply. What am I doing here? So it kind of the wicks are kind of pointing down, like the supplies are here. Then you look down, oh, there's some good basing, and that's why I like these engulfing candles and 50% candles, because it showed me that's a pretty strong move out. This wasn't that strong, but I did want to go long on oil. My thought process here was, this is the call reports. I don't have the history of the call reports for oil, but as you can see, for a while, they've been extremely long by us, almost 650,000 long contracts open, and just about 200,000 short open. So what does that tell me? If price pulls back like it did, then I'm definitely looking to go long. I'm definitely not going to short. If I'm shorting, then I better be taking profits early. But I think the higher odds would be for me to go long. So I did want to go long. And one of the reasons I liked this trade was because this in here, it's all too choppy for me. Nothing's tight. I didn't want to take that. That's just not great. But another thing here was this 20-period moving average. As you can see, price was pushing up. Boom. Sellers clearly stepped in, and look at this distance from this 20-period moving average right there. I know my drawings are not too good, so bear with me, but as you can see, this distance between the 20 moving period average and the price, it got so extended down here. And I found my first trade was this 4-hour at the extreme right here. Let me just zoom in on this for you guys. I don't know how to zoom in anymore on a specific area. I forget. But this was the first trade that I took. I noticed this 4-hour right at the extreme right here. It was tested, but based on the call reports, the extreme push down, I thought, you know what, I don't really care. I want to take it. So I did take it. I forget. I took profits up. I don't remember exactly because I did take two trades. It was the weekend, so I closed the trade out. I didn't want to hold. I didn't want to hold the trade, and I took another one. Didn't want to hold over the weekend up here, so I took it out, and price was down here. But I did take this one. Made I forget, it was a 1-to-1 or something. Closed it out. Didn't like how it was reacting. And then as price pushed above here, I took another trade. It wasn't really a supply and demand trade. I didn't wait for a supply and demand zone. I kind of just took the trade knowing that, hopefully the price would push up. It worked out very well for me. It took off basically right away. Had some alerts set along the way. And then, I closed it yesterday before the weekend. I don't want to hold oil over the weekend. I've seen some crazy moves happen over the weekend. I'm just not down to do that. Anything could happen. I'm just not willing to take that risk. So I ended up making about a 2-to-1 on both trades. It's basically both trades acted as one. I just wanted to close it before the weekend. So that was my thought process there. And yeah, one of the reasons I closed it, it was the weekend, and we were coming up to this little 50% candle supply. And as you can see, price was reacting off of that. So I said, you know what, I might as well close it. The price was also at this weekly area of buyers stepping in. Even down here, it'd almost be better. But yeah, that's kind of my trade. I don't really know what else to say. I hope you understand where I'm coming from here based on, they're extremely long. So what do you want to be doing here? This is the big banks, the big institutions. These are the big boys. These are the guys who move the market. So do you want to be shorting when they only have 200,000 compared to 650,000 long? Obviously this doesn't mean that price is going to go up, but based on this huge sell-off, price is overextended down here, like really overextended compared to the 20 EMA. And that's something that I recently learned, when price gets like extremely away from this 20 period moving average, like that's, usually we'll see a slingshot back up, and that's exactly what happened. I wish I would have held, all the way down here, all the way up here, it would have been like a 5-1, 6-1. But I'm still learning. I'm still practicing with profit taking, my entries and all that stuff. That's why my second position wasn't really a supply. It was a supply and demand trade because I did buy at demand. It just wasn't really. I didn't wait for that exact pullback, right? Because I find I miss out on a lot of trades like that. So I'm still experimenting, but I hope this all made sense. Basically, my top-down analysis was the COT reports, the extremely long bias of the commercials, or the non-commercials rather, which made me really, and the commercials were completely the opposite, which is extremely bullish. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys don't understand, like I know this isn't your typical great demand zone, like it even didn't really move out away, but if this would have been slowly trending down like this, and then the 20 period average was just following along with it like this, I probably wouldn't have just taken this trade just like that. I probably would have waited for some sort of confirmation. But like I said, based on the fact that this 20 period average was extremely far away from price, I thought, what, I might as well take it. I'm still learning. But yeah, I hope this all makes sense. If it does, let me know in the comments down below. I'd appreciate your feedback, and let me know what trades you guys took this week. I'd really like to see your comments. So, all right, guys, take care.